So this is the little Nutcracker that we are going to make. I just love him. His arm waves, he has scissors that come out and open and close. There's a tag here, he's got a feather in his cap. And look, his mouth opens and closes. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Now let's work on the arms. The arms are really fat. I'm going to cut. I made them fairly fat because we actually need to cut out an area in here in order for these arms to open and close. So I'm just going to take my pen and, imagine where his shoulders are going to be. Probably about an inch from the top of the torso. And I'm going to draw a line straight down, straight down, straight down on both sides, approximately an inch. It does not have to be exact. And then I'm going to draw sort of another really long triangle area. Can you see what I'm doing? A really long triangle area there. And I'm going to cut this part out. Why these arms look fatter than what they should be. It's because we're cutting away some. And you could use an X-Acto knife to do this. You could actually do this before you glue the torso down, but I find it's easier to do it while everything's put together. And here again, I'm not worried about how precise my pieces fit or anything like that. I'm doing this for fun. And I just have an idea some of you will be more precise than me. Okay, now on my model, I've got some little shoulder areas with some little fringe. I don't know if you can see that that's a fringe area in there. So I want to make sort of some shoulder pads. And I'm just going to kind of round off each shoulder. You might want to round it off a fair amount here. You might want to make your arms a little bit thinner. And let's just draw him down this way. And I'm going to draw this way, and I'm going to make some shoulder pads here. And we'll just kind of thin this one out too a little. But he's got to have some hands. He's going to have mittens, so I'm just going to draw hands on there. That's where I'm going to put the gloves. So you kind of have to have fun with this. Don't worry about too much about it. Just kind of make him some arms and some shoulder pads. So it goes like that. And let's put a slant there. I'm kind of thinning out the arm here. I'm going to give him a shoulder pad over here. Just by shoulder pad, I'm just rounding off his shoulders so they're not square. Okay? Now, we need a band here. And I think I'm going to make my band, I'm going to make it the same color as his belt. A band on the hat. I think I'm just going to cut this strip. It's exactly the right size. I'm just going to cut out this strip. For the band, you need a strip. A hat strip is a 1/2 inch high by 3 inches wide. And I don't think this is a 1/2 inch. It's probably more like 3/8 of an inch, which is just a little bit short of a 1/2 inch. But I like that size. So you can kind of guesstimate and trim up as you go. Here again, don't worry about this one being perfect because you can worry about perfection later. See, once you get that strip on there, it does. He's starting to come together, isn't he? And I'm just going to tape the hat band right across the hat. Let's talk about where we're going to put him on the page. Now on this one I have him fairly high up. He's a little bit larger than this. I tried to make him about the same size. I think his legs are a little shorter here. I got a feather in his hat, so I might put a feather up here. I think I want him just right about in here. So that's what you'll want to do next too. You'll want to figure out where you want him on the page. I'm putting him on the right side. You might want to put him on the left side. What we're going to do is we're going to attach the upper part of the Nutcracker to the base of your paper. So let's turn it upside down, and you can glue it down. I'm going to use tape. I like my double-sided tape. I'm going to let the legs and the arms swing free. I'm going to put some tape across the shoulders. And this is where you want to be sure you get him where you want him. I think I want him right in here. Right about there. He's going down. All right. Now before we put this piece down, this is going to be the part that opens and closes like this. Before we do that, right at the base here, right at the base, you want to make a slit in your paper. And you can do that with your scissors or with an X-Acto knife, however you want to do it. I'm going to draw a line. Just take your pen, draw a line right in there. So this is where you're going to make the slit. And I think I'm going to try to do this with my scissors. Here again, I'm not trying to be perfect at all with this. I'm just going to kind of poke a hole in it and just cut a slit. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be wide enough for that white strip to fit through. That's what we want. Now we're going to start putting this piece in. And I'm just going to glue it in. I've got a little red on each side, but that really, for me, doesn't matter. If you want it more exact, it kind of falls into the background. It's kind of shadow area anyway. So on the top square here on the back, you want to put your tape. So you're going to tape just the back of your top portion where you have that score line. You're going to tape that down. So tape, or glue it down if you want to use I would use your stronger glue. I wouldn't use a glue stick on this. And then you're just going to place it right up next to the top of that area that you cut out, right in there. See how that works? Now, you're going to take this and you're going to thread it through that slit you made, clear to the back. Clear to the back. Just like this. Look at that. Look at that. His mouth is opening and closing. You need to kind of shape it up a little. Now I'm going to put his beard on him. The beard fits right in there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I like to cut it at an angle, at a narrow angle from the bottom to the top. So just kind of trim it at an angle, such as a long beard might grow. Something like this. And it's okay to have the white in there. That's his shirt. That's part of his shirt. And I think that I'm going to glue this down with my glue stick. So I've got glue on here. I'm just going to glue it right down in there. Just place it right there. Now he's really starting to come together, isn't he? Now you can start gluing all of these loose pieces down. And this piece still goes, this is your interactive piece right there. So let's glue the arms down. Yeah, now it's coming together. Glue this arm down. Okay. Now turn it over to the back and see how this flops open? This strip that we cut, that I'm calling the back strip, will be something like a belly band right here on the back. You can tape this down, you can glue it down. I actually think I'm going to use Scotch tape. You might want to use something stronger. Maybe I'll just use my double-sided tape again because I want it to stay. It's going to get a lot of movement back and forth on it. Just put this, I put it, just about maybe 1.5 inches from the base, a little bit in. Just give it some room to play, just so that this doesn't flop open. Look at that. Look at his mouth open and close. It's so fun. Let's give him some shoulder pads. This is where I start playing. I love to decorate. So let's put some bling. I'm going to give him some bling on his shoulder pads here. This is where I start having fun. Now I'm starting to decorate my little Nutcracker. I add some gold decorative shoulder decorations on his uniform, and I'm just fringing some notebook paper for the fringe just to make him look like a decorated soldier. I'm really liking that. His mittens will match his belt and his hat band. He's got to be coordinated, you know. I put a gold stripe up there on his hat, put some gold stripes of bling down his arms. Yes, he's one good-looking soldier, I'll tell you. Now, I think I want to put a feather in his hat. And I thought these red berries would work, but I didn't like them, so I found this decorative flourish that looks like a feather. And I put it up there, and a red button. I put some lips on his mouth, some red lips. Now I'm gluing the scissors sheath down, and I'm adding bling to that. Put my little scissors in there. Bling on all 3 sides of it. It'll hold the interactive scissors. Now this is really where you decorate your Nutcracker according to what you have in your stash. I'm tying a little heart button on a piece of baker's twine for a scissors fob. No one Nutcracker is going to look the same because we don't all have the same embellishments. You just take this little Nutcracker and you make him your own, and that's what's so fun about it. Now I'm adding a decorative piece down at the bottom of the mouthpiece. Putting some Christmas stickers in his mouth. I have this little Christmas tree that will go down there below, a little bling. Some buttons on his uniform. There's a red bling. Some gold stripes down his pants. Yeah. A red bow on the scissors sheath. Some red buttons down his torso area there. I'll tell you, he is one decorated, good-looking Nutcracker. The only thing I really missed that I'll probably go back and put on is I want some red on his face, some red cheeks. Now I decide his boots need a little fur, so I found this little piece of linen and I'm gluing some linen down there that looks like fur on the boots. Adding some red embellishments. There we go. Now, I
getting out the washi tape. I am going to put washi tape all along the border of this just to decorate it up. I found this Trim Holtz washi tape. I really like it. It's black stripes, and I think it's a gold or a red stripe down the center. I think it's a gold stripe. And I just border all 4 sides with this washi tape. I really like how that's turning out. Now I decide that on the back, I'm going to put that second piece of 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And the reason I do that is not only to hide the interactive elements, but to kind of add a sense of mystery to the page. Like, where's that coming from? How are you doing? How are you opening and closing his mouth? And you just have to turn it over and see what's going on with this page. Now I'm using some baker's twine to tie his shoelaces. I'm really liking this.
There they are. This is the one I completed in this video. His mouth opens up and closes. I love it. I love it. It's got a tag up here and a little scissors that opens and closes. It's got a little scissors bob that's dangling. I got red paint on my hands. And then this is the one that I used as a model. I like this one too. His mouth opens up. He doesn't say anything. I'd like to find some music paper to put in there. The scissors does not have a fob, but it opens and closes. But his hand kind of holds the scissors. This one's hands does not hold the scissors. This one has a lot of bling on it. So I like them both. I like them both. And I had a lot of fun doing both of them. So I hope that you enjoy this. I know it's been a long process, but once you get doing it, once you get all these pieces done, then it starts being really fun. And you're going to see me doing a lot more of these interactive pieces. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.